Well, welcome back. I want to just share a little bit about the development of this book on the Cinco de Mayo. Now, this is academic publishing, so actually what I had to do is write a proposal for the book and give an outline of what each chapter is going to look like. I sent that in to a potential publisher, an academic press, and then I will hear from them. And of course, one of the things they wanted to know is, okay, so you're writing a book about the Cinco de Mayo. We hear all kinds of strange stuff about why is it celebrated. Because General Zaragoza was a Tejano, because the Chicano movement rescued it from oblivion. But why do we celebrate it? And how do we know that you're telling us the real story? So I did an outline, and I'll go through that outline shortly, but in the proposal I had to talk about data. Now, I'm a methodologist, okay? I'm here at the School of Medicine. I really love data. I'm a nerd. So here are my data that I use for writing a history of the Cinco de Mayo. I'm using old Spanish language newspapers published here in California. This particular paper is one of them. It's called El Eco del Pacífico. It was published in San Francisco from 1852 until 1865. This particular edition is from 1860. And in these newspapers is where I get my information about what was happening. I get the information about what was going on in the Civil War. I'm reading the reporting of the Civil War in Spanish as published here in California, and also once the French go into Mexico, what was happening in Mexico. So these are my data sources. Day after day after day, I've pulled all the information out about what was going on in the Civil War, what was going into the French intervention, what was happening with Latinos here in California, the businesses, the schools, the way that pochismos are beginning to creep into the language, the families getting married, the holidays, the celebrations, everything, all contained in the Spanish language newspapers. So this is my data source, not only this one. I'm using La Voz de México, I'm using El Nuevo Mundo, I'm using La Bandera Mexicana, I'm using El Clamor Público, La Estrella, Alta California. I'm using them all. I guess I shouldn't be moving this. It's hard to read when it's moving. But these are my data sources. Here's where I'm getting the story right at the time it happened. So, being a methodologist, I feel I have to describe my data sources. So now I have. Now in my next video, I'm going to talk about the 6 chapters.